Golden Raspberry Award nominees. Which film gets your vote? Let's take a look at the least well-received films of this year's Golden Raspberry Awards. In the fantastical world of Shazam, Fury of the Gods, where superheroes and mythical beings collide, the film stumbles a bit in the department of villainous charm. The narrative, with its spotlight on the younger audience, weaves a tapestry of faded villainy and attempts at humor that often falls short of its mark. Diving into the intriguing trio of mythical Greek sisters, one can't help but feel a sense of missed potential. Hespera, the eldest sister, and Anthea, the youngest, are painted with strokes that feel a tad too shallow, lacking the depth one might expect from characters in a universe where gods and monsters coexist. The attempt to inject a darker and more sinister aura into Calypso, the middle sister, is there, but it struggles to cast the captivating spell needed to hold the audience's imagination captive. To make matters more intriguing, the inner metamorphosis of these three characters unfolds predictably, reminiscent of the well-trodden paths we've traversed in countless hero versus villain sagas of yore. It's a familiar dance, one where the beats are easy to predict, and the steps are etched in the footprints of cinematic history. And now, let's talk about the casting coup that, unfortunately, doesn't quite hit its crescendo. The film boasts the presence of two formidable stars, the illustrious Helen Mirren, a veritable Oscar winner, and Lucy Liu, who once sent shivers down our collective spines with her role in Quentin Tarantino's bloody masterpiece, Kill Bill. Yet, in the grand tapestry of Shazam, Fury of the Gods, it seems these two luminaries are somewhat underutilized, their brilliance shining through intermittently rather than consistently illuminating the screen. A decade later, The Expendables 4 returns with a blast from the past, but unfortunately, the content seems stuck in the time capsule of old-school action cinema. The narrative echoes the age-old motif of a heroic figure facing off against a villain orchestrating a world-disrupting plan. Despite assembling an all-star cast featuring heavyweights like Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham, Tony Jaa, and Megan Fox, the film's character development feels like it missed the memo on depth. The anticipation of witnessing these Hollywood titans share the screen is palpable, but the execution leaves much to be desired. The characters, while iconic in their own right, lack the complexity needed to fully exploit the reservoir of talent that the director has at his disposal. It's akin to having a star-studded orchestra but only playing a single note, leaving the audience yearning for a richer and more nuanced symphony. Critics from Times Now News don't mince words, asserting that The Expendables 4 suffers from a patchy plot, lackluster performances, and some questionable special effects. The once thrilling formula of explosive action and charismatic stars seems to have lost some of its luster, leaving viewers with more of a headache than a heart-pounding thrill as Hollywood evolves with more nuanced storytelling and intricate character arcs. The Expendables 4 appears to be holding onto a bygone era of simplistic hero versus villain dynamics. In a landscape where audiences crave depth and substance, this action-packed sequel may find itself struggling to keep up with the evolving tastes of moviegoers. Perhaps it's time for the franchise to reinvent itself or risk becoming a relic in the ever-changing cinematic landscape. In the much-anticipated sequel, The Exorcist Believer, filmmakers took a bold leap by exploring the concept of dual demonic possession, presenting a unique synchronization in the victim's behavior. However, despite the infusion of modern, realistic effects, the horror and blasphemy in this installment fail to hold a candle to the chilling atmosphere of its predecessor. The characters' performances, while serviceable for an entertaining watch, lack the terrifying intensity and groundbreaking dialogue that catapulted The Exorcist to become the first horror film ever nominated for an Oscar. Where the original film thrived in depicting a fierce battle between priests and the devil, Believer opts to center its narrative around the titular concept of faith, sidelining the crucial roles of the parish priest and the church. This departure leaves fans yearning for the gripping showdowns that define the franchise's legacy. As the film delves into the intricacies of belief, it falls short of delivering the spine-tingling exorcism sequences that cinema has come to expect over the past 50 years. Despite weaving in excerpts from holy books representing various spiritual beliefs, the audience is left wanting for the iconic elements of demon imagery and names that have become staples of the genre. The climax, unfortunately, fails to muster the anticipated dramatic tension, primarily due to these aforementioned shortcomings. While a twist at the end aims to emphasize the insidious nature of the narrative, It leaves the audience with a half-hearted conclusion that lacks humanity and fails to convey a clear message. In the end, The Exorcist believer struggles to carve out a new highlight for the iconic film series, presenting horror elements that feel all too familiar and, dare we say, mundane compared to many other contemporary exorcism-themed films. For fans who held their breath for a groundbreaking addition to the franchise, the film might prove to be more of a disappointment than a satisfying continuation of the classic horror legacy. The trailers for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania teased audiences with the promise of an intense and dramatic cinematic experience. Regrettably, this sensation of urgency and excitement appears to be confined solely to the confines of the movie trailer. In reality, the on-screen escapades of the father-son duo, Scott Lang, and the Pym family unfold at a rather leisurely pace. Perhaps, in his third attempt at directing a standalone Ant-Man movie, Peyton Reed found himself grappling with a dearth of fresh narratives to explore. The film's runtime extends to a lengthy 125 minutes, yet the narrative feels somewhat sparse. Audiences are compelled to bear witness as the movie amplifies ostensibly trivial details into overly serious plot points. Take, for instance, the scene where the Scott family is invited to sample the translated bread of the Quantum Realm version, or the revelation of Mrs. Janet's enigmatic past during her sojourn in this peculiar dimension. What should be straightforward moments are stretched to the point of excess, testing the patience of viewers. The film's attempts at injecting humor range from lengthy and drawn-out to cringe-worthy and, at times, bordering on the creepy, particularly in the case of MODOK's villainous branding. The supposed comedic relief fails to land with the finesse Marvel movies are known for. In the end, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is regrettably perceived as Marvel's first step backward. The movie struggles to strike a balance between its ambitious promises and the actual delivery, leaving audiences with a sense of unmet expectations and a longing for the engaging narratives characteristic of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, stay fabulous, stay strong, and keep riding those life roller coasters. Bye for now.